This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 330.
Shattering the Yo-Yo.
Know thy health self. Previously on Running a Fever.
I asked her the question about long life because that's my focus here. And she mentioned this book about what they call blue zones. Tell me if any of these sound familiar. Spirituality, faith, family, having a network of people around you who support you, movement. What are we doing right now? We are moving. Exercise, passion, having a reason to want to live longer. Not overeating. And she said, when your stomach is 80% full, that's when you stop eating. Eat slow. That point in the book that these people in these places also have more plant-based food. They don't eat meat except on special occasions. The theme of this whole Blue Zones thing is that these people are living balanced lives. I mean, not just having a good diet, but they've got support, they've got social engagements, they have good people in their lives. Apparently these guys don't need to work. I mean, that's I don't know about that. Got to keep remembering that health is my number one priority because everything else depends on it.
Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis, and this is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. If that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right place. Last episode, I talked about learning from my own experience in studies and living my life accordingly. Okay, maybe I didn't mention the studying part, but one of the things I have done is to learn from Dan Buettner's series of books about what he calls blue zones. These are places in which people live significantly longer than average at a very high rate. He dug into the lifestyles that make up the local societies in these geographical areas, proposing them as tenets of a philosophy of longevity that anyone can follow. I've also seen some of these behaviors show up in my annual review of the longest-lived people. One of the big ones is stress. I have yet to see an air traffic controller on that list of supercentenarians. Now, things that show up repeatedly in media, discussion, actions, etc. are called tropes or memes. One theory says that old wives' tales, old sayings, are old simply because they are true, or vice versa. One example is, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But this is also a set of rumors, like swallowed gum stays in your stomach for years. So I'm careful about taking health advice just because a lot of people are saying it. I try to put in some common and maybe some uncommon sense into those decisions as well. Someone else's experience might not be good input for these choices. We've seen a lot of the supercentenarian ladies who eat a lot of sweets. Seems counterintuitive, though there may be something to it. I haven't adopted it as a desired behavior for myself, although I do have sweets occasionally. Living a balanced life seems to make sense to me, but I've always had trouble putting it into practice. And big update, I'm still having trouble with that. All the things I worry about, the things I think about, the things I want to do, all of these seem to be competing in my mind for total dominance. But as one wise text says, we seek progress rather than perfection. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you got the fever, keep it. If you don't have the fever, then catch the fever. And I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.